Welcome to What You're Making, a podcast about sharing ideas and connecting with the maker community. Your hosts are Alex Adams, an engineer turned furniture maker of Type A furniture, and an alien pretending to be a woodworker, Alex Duffy. Duffy Woodcraft. What You're Making is proudly sponsored by Next Wave CNC.
Oh, welcome to What You're Making, a podcast where we talk all about what's on our bench, spotlight makers throughout the community, and remind you that March 25th is National Manatee Appreciation Day. Remember, you can kiss them, but it is illegal to hug them. Tonight's main topic is CNC bits, what you need to know about them, and why it should be illegal to break them. We have a very special guest joining us tonight, but more about them in just a moment. I'm Alex Duffy, and you can find me on Instagram and on YouTube at Duffy Woodcraft.
And I am Alex Adams. You can find me over at Type A Furniture on Instagram. Do manatees have the like whiskers, or are they pretty much just like nothing?
No, they're the whisker. They're the whisker cows, sea cows.
I couldn't remember if they had them or not. So it'd be the kind of a frilly, fuzzy kiss.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit of a mustache ride, you know. Mm-hmm.
All right.
You know who else likes mustache rides? Our patrons.
I was gonna say patrons of Lyft.
Oh, that too.
But yes, we do have a new patron, Mr. Greg, over at Platte Valley Woodworks. So if you want to be cool, yes, applause for him. So if you want to be cool like Greg, head over to patreon.com/whatchmakingshow, and you can support the show at any of our various tiers. You can also go on the Patreon app and just search for What You're Making Show, and you can find it that way as well.
What You're Making is proudly sponsored by Next Wave CNC. If you're looking for the best CNC on the market today, look no further than a Shark CNC from Next Wave. 100% American made in Perrysburg, Ohio. Next Wave is the leader in desktop CNCs. From sizes from a 1x1 to a 4x4, you'll find the machine that is right for your shop.
Who are you?
Well, you may, if you're watching on YouTube, see somebody that you don't normally see here on the podcast. So let me introduce to you. You may see them on Instagram as Liberty the Creator, from the incredible IDC Woodman superhero skits, or just the person with the coolest colored hair around. Please welcome Liberty.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I was hoping you'd have that audio.
That.
I was going to text you to
welcome.
make sure you had that audio queued up, but thank you for being on the same wavelength.
Oh, you're so welcome.
That was beautiful. That was good. Hello.
Hello, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for
How are
having
you?
me.
So if any of those who don't know who you are, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So as Alex said, I'm Liberty, the creator from IDC Woodcraft. I work with CNC bits all day. I send them out to lots of people, and now I'm stepping my toes into creating on the CNC and learning along with other creators and other people out there.
Whoop, whoop. And you've had a CNC now, what, since October of last year?
Yes, technically.
Technically.
Yeah, I've worked with my boss's CNCs for like
And computers.
for like the last 2 years or so. And I just got like my first official one. It's mine. It's in my own little studio or workshop since October. Yeah.
Awesome. So I saw on Instagram you've been making, I saw a grill scraper, coffee scoop, as you just the projects, getting starting and learning. What anything that you've done so far that you're like, this was a lot of fun?
Yes and no. I've had a lot of like frustration because I know how to do this, but then I'm learning a new machine and things are like just like slightly different and I'm like really liking it, but it's like slightly different. So you got to learn a little bit of an adjustment. But I will say I carved in foam for the first time, like that green 1-inch foam. And I love the mess. I can't help it. I love the mess. I love watching it shoot everywhere out of an O flute bit. And I played way too much with the mess of that, and my camera guy was like, "All right, we've got to finish this so we can move on."
It's basically like
Oh,
popping bubble wrap.
Yeah, yeah, I'm like a giant child.
foam
We all are.
fight. Cool. Well, why don't we get started with what you doing?
What you doing?
So this week on my bench, so I finished my CNC Summit video. So again, those who don't know yet, CNC Summit is a big online convention for CNCers. It's coming up April 3rd and 4th. So if you go to my Instagram, you'll get a link to tickets that way. But so I did a video on how to make custom cribbage boards. I wrapped that off and shot it off to John, who's the organizer today. Only 2 weeks late, not bad.
I
Tis
was
just
gonna
a
say, I
fortnight.
knew the deadline for that.
Yeah, well, I was
You had a
really
different deadline.
no, I had a deadline the same as everybody else, but I was really sick, and then I just kept putting it off, and so yeah. But I wasn't the only one. I was told by him that everybody was late. Not a single person was on time. So,
Content creators late? Never.
right? So anyway, so I finished that up. I have one coda finish left to do on my reclaimed barnwood piece for the next YouTube video. And then I'll edit that. I'm hoping to get that edited the next couple of days, so it'll come out either Friday or Wednesday. So if you're listening to this next week on Wednesday, you should be already watching the video. Just saying. And then my wife came up to me this past weekend and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna buy a bookshelf," and I'm like, "Why? I can make you a bookshelf." I mean, she didn't want to inconvenience me and stuff, and she's like, "I'm just gonna find a cheap bookshelf on Marketplace and add it into my little library room." And I'm like, "Why don't I just make you some floating shelves? Because that's what you really had wanted anyway." And so we went walnut shopping together, and then I got them all done. They're now also in the last couple of coats of finish. So that's been fun. It's a cool. She wants it in the corner of her room, so they're basically an L. So one side's a little bit longer than the other because it's fit between two windows, and then the bottom one is 10 inches wide. The middle is 8, and then the top one is 6. So it stacks that way, but it also stacks horizontally. So the bottom is wider. Yeah, so it comes up kind of like a little triangle. The top one is the smallest. So she came up with that design and had wanted it. So
I don't know why,
yeah.
but it made me think of the little like baby toy towers that you stack the rings on top.
Kinda.
It made me
It
think
feels
of
that
that.
way. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm excited to get those up for her, hopefully by probably this weekend. Though I do have a show on Saturday, so I'll be busy with that. So and then lastly, I've just continued on making UFOs, getting ready for UFO Fest, which I finally officially got approval for. They've been like delayed a month on doing the jury, which you have to apply every year again, and they finally got back to me and approval. So I had the email, and 10 minutes later, I had already paid the space because I was like, I need that space. So
You're waiting.
yeah, I was waiting. But yeah, that's what my week's been a little bit busy, but good. I've been getting a lot of things done. But Liberty, what about you? What have you been working on?
So yeah, as you said, I've made a grill scraper, made a scoop. Honestly, I've just been pulling random files so that way I could make something because I'm really stuck on the design side, but we're getting there. So it's gonna be a dice tower.
Oh,
Like the goal is to not use any like 3D modeling. Because I don't really know 3D modeling yet. And so it's just individual pieces, and I'm just working essentially with the tool paths to create what I want into a
Are those
piece.
glue ups?
Yes. Yeah. So it's gonna
Okay.
have to be glued up. I'm gonna have to put like a dowel down. So I've made like holes down the middle so I could put a dowel to kind of hold it all together. So it's like not perfectly lined up right now, but it's like a hexagon. And each layer is a quarter of the stairs. But
Yeah, for
I've
the
got
spiral
to figure
staircase.
out the top and the bottom.
It's hard to see on the camera. What wood is that?
So like, what is what?
What type of wood?
Oh, what type of wood? Oh, I'm sorry. This is the top here is cedar, so it's a glue up because it was like literally just a cinch shorter than I really, really wanted it to make all the stuff work.
Okay.
And then the bottom, it's honestly a mystery. It's maybe a
That looks like
pop
oak.
oak. I really don't know.
It's got a big open grain that looks like oak.
Okay. I'm not very good at identifying them, and I get all of my wood in scraps currently, and sometimes I'm told what they are, sometimes I'm not, so I just kind of go with it.
Yep. Facebook Marketplace scraps.
Yes.
Yep, that's how I started too. And then you turn into Mr. Adams, where he just, mills everything for himself and stores it in basements until it's dry.
Pretty much.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yep, I currently have a walk-in closet converted into a wood storage space, so
It's a good usage of that space.
it really is.
It's better than clothes for sure. Probably smells really good in there.
It smells very good. The cedar and one other kind of fight, but the cedar almost always wins out.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Well, cool. I'm excited to see that finish. That's going to be cool. What kind of finish are you going to use on it? Do you know yet?
I don't. I have not decided. I've got to do something that will like withstand dice dropping on it a ton, but then also like not be super bulky and make it hard to put it together. So
Maybe a tung oil finish or something.
that's what I'm leaning towards, more of like a cutting board feel to where you can continue to just maintenance it than it having any sort of like something that's going to get sticky from heat or anything like that if it's left in the car.
Oh, I thought you were just going to be like rolling their dice really fast and it was just going to heat up from just like constant use.
No, that's when it happens when you get a natural 20. The dice catch on fire and then the whole tower goes up. Alex, what have you been working on, man?
Continuing to work on the walnut dining table. So I think where I was last was I had glued up the dominoed pieces or the table leaves that I had alignment with some dominoes to pull those together. So I have I'm working on the two portions of the table that are on each end that are the 4x4 pieces. So those ones, I've got, let's see, it's like 7 domino mortises on each side, roughly. Multiply that by 8 boards, multiply that by 2 of these 4x4. So it's a lot of domino mortises that I've been cutting. And then to go with that, I have been doing my kind of own little process of making the dominoes how I want them to fit in there. So on these ones, I opted to have the dominoes. I went through and chamfered all of them with the oscillating spindle sander with like the belt sander attachment on there. And then after I do that, because I even do that around the what's the curved edge or whatever on the side. And then I go through and I put it through the dowel plate, or sorry, not the dowel plate, but the domino plate. It's the one from DFM Toolworks that kind of just slims it up ever so slightly. And then I knock down the little bit of the sides of the dominoes with the plane. And then I use a sanding pad to like sand down the chamfers, because sometimes when it goes through that domino plate, you can get just a little bit of the wood kind of peel up on it as it kind of like centers and goes in. So sometimes as it goes through there, it like if that goes ever so slightly out, then it makes it difficult to actually slide into the mortise for the domino. So a multi-step process to get the dominoes to like slide in as easily as I want and give me just enough play, but not quite too much that it's like moving everywhere as I'm trying to align it and get everything together. So it's more of like it aligns it within like, I don't know, maybe like a 32nd of an inch. And then if I need to like tap it one direction or the other. The big thing has been dry fitting all of that stuff to prep for glue up, because some of these boards have a little bit of a bow to them after I've milled them, because of there's just lots of figure, and so sometimes you get a little bit of bow and cup, and since they're air dried, it's got a little bit more movement in there. So I made sure and put those together, and if I needed to add another domino in there or two to kind of help realign, and so I played around with it because I'm not going to do all of those boards in one single glue up. I'm going to do it in stages, because if it was going to be for that 4 foot, it's 8 boards. So that many glue surfaces, trying to get them all together, it's going to be a huge mess, and I'm more likely to screw stuff up. So I think I'm doing it from how I did it in one of them, 3 stages, and then glue them up all together. So I'll do a couple of them as sets of 3 boards and then one set of 2, and the orientation that makes the most sense. And what I mean by that is, like, if I can, I'll get one of the more bowed boards like in the middle of 2 that are a little bit more straight, so that they align those as those are drying in like the first stage. But overall, I'm not seeing that much of a difference of the step over in between boards as I've pushed them together in the dry fit, and the panel clamp should pull that together ever so slightly. So it'll all come out in sanding, and it should be all good to go. So that's mainly what I've been working on. I wanted to be a little bit further along and have those glued up, but it's been spring break here. Today is the last day of spring break, so our son's been home, and he gets into all sorts of trouble, and if I'm not supervising him, it becomes a bigger mess that I then have to clean up. So it's like the lesser of 2 evils of like supervising whatever it is that he's working on, or whatever project he's concocted. Because he's I can't remember if I had mentioned the little side table that he wants to make as like a river table, and then laser in the Hogwarts logo and all that stuff. So he's got big ambitions. But he also found, because I had him come in with me to the shop when I was doing stuff where I was just like marking layout lines and whatnot, and he found some of the excess epoxy that I had left over from when I was filling voids. And it's like, I didn't know exactly how much epoxy to mix, so I went a little bit over. So basically they're like 2 giant hockey puck sizes, maybe like 5 inches in diameter, and maybe like maybe an inch and a half thick. And so he found those, and he kind of started playing with them, and he's like, can we laser engrave these? And I was like, I mean, we can. It's going to smell really bad since it's the epoxy, but we can eventually do that. So that's another thing that he's tacked onto my list of things that he wants to do. And it's just like,
come on, Dad.
I love the enthusiasm of the projects, but I like the capacity right now is not quite there with all the stuff that's going on. Because I also have we're several weeks now into track season for coaching that, so I've been hosting practices for the kids over spring break as well. So it's like managing the high school kids at practices, at morning practice and afternoon practice, and then Peter's at home and getting him through projects. So it makes it a little bit difficult to find time. So I am ready for spring break to be over. I love my son, but I can only handle so much of the fun projects. And it's basically a taste of my own medicine, because I'm like, gosh, I must have been an annoying child for my parents for all the stuff that I wanted to do as well. So
I'm
still a child.
No, it's so funny that out of all the things that are standardized across the country and everything, the fact that spring break isn't, like, you're just ending your spring break, we're beginning ours next week. So it's so weird that that's just how different it is. You, Liberty, you look like you were gonna say something.
Even in our town, like we have kids from this town that'll go to this school and this town that'll go to this school, but they're only like 2 miles apart. Their spring break is this week, the rest is next week.
So weird. Like, out of all the things they decide that is always, standardized, why not everyone's off these couple weeks?
That's spring break.
Yeah, it would be
Yep.
nice.
Well, since that was what was on our bench, what's been falling off our bench?
And nothing can go wrong. Oh no, it all went wrong.
That one was new. But
I like it.
Alex, what didn't go right this week?
So the first one that I had was my wife had gotten a couple of these drying racks for clothes for, like, because she likes to have her, like, nice workout clothes like air dry, so they last longer and whatnot. I just throw mine in the dryer and I'm like, that's fine. And so the drying rack that we have is like, it's one of those ones that kind of like accordion folds up.
Yep.
And it's like, it's seen better days. There's like bent metal pieces. I had to like hot glue one of the rods back on where one of the welds like popped off. We've definitely got our money's worth out of that. So she got some that actually, so they mount on the inside of, we mounted them on the inside of doors that are in her office, which is where that stuff usually goes to hang dry. So as I was going through and drilling into the doors on these, I started with a 16th inch bit, and as I was drilling in, I snapped off the bit into the door, and I was like, oh my gosh. And this was like the first hole out of all of these, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be terrible. Because like when you're drilling into like a door, it's kind of hard to keep it steady because you've got the hinge on there sometimes, so it can kind of wobble a little bit. And with that 16th inch bit, they don't like to flex. So yeah, now there's a drill bit permanently in one of the closet doors. So it covered up where I put it. I got a different drill bit. It was like ever so slightly bigger, maybe like 3/32 or something like that. And I got the rest of them all mounted in there. So I've wanted to make a drying rack, but I just haven't had time to get around to a project like that because I think it would be fun.
That one 16th bit, they always put, at least in the DeWalt sets, they always put 3 of them in there, and they're the first 3 bits I break every single time. I break them all the time. I've ordered like a dozen from Amazon, and I continue just to break them constantly.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got a bunch. They're just like everywhere. Actually, I think there's one on this desk here that I saw it earlier.
In the desk,
that's where
in
one of
the
my
chair.
other 16th inch bits goes. Because they just end up anywhere. So yeah,
it's like the what's that? The socket, the 10 millimeter
10
socket.
millimeter
like,
socket that always goes missing.
It's the one that everything uses, and you always lose it.
Yeah.
But
well,
go ahead.
So the other thing that I had is I needed to caulk my shark hole. So what happened was my son, it was on one of their vacations down to Pensacola. He got in this little like shark that had like little like beads in it, so you could like squeeze it and whatever. And so it gotten a hole in it and like leaked out. And he likes it because it went on that vacation. And so like we tried to fix it. And the first thing that I tried, I was like, this is gonna be interesting. So like the first thing we tried was like just like trying to like melt it back together, but it was not that type of plastic, so it just kind of gave a little bit of the like black soot. So that didn't work. It's like, oh crap, it's not a thermoplastic. So the next thing I did was I put a little CA glue in there. I'm like, it's not gonna be perfect, but that should be fine. And of course that only lasted like 10 minutes and like it like popped out or something like that when he was playing with it.
Right. CIA glue
So
doesn't flex at all, so it'll as soon as you add any type of bend, it'll break.
yeah, well, I was hoping that it would actually adhere to like the actual surface of it, and then it would just hold on to it. But apparently it didn't. But so I got some of the caulking that I use for lining the epoxy pores. So I just put a little dab on that, and so that's currently drying. So that's like the last thing that I can think of to fix this shark toy. So I don't have any other things left, and it's just like one of those things where it's just like it was special because it came from a trip that he went on, but it's like something that's like not really meant to last anyway. So it's just like, oh man,
That's always the one that they cling to, though.
It is.
yeah,
It's the cheapest one, the easiest to break.
yeah. We had so when he was like, gosh, maybe like 3 or something like that. I don't remember where it came from, if it was in like a fast food like toy meal, but it was this red sword that kind of looked like those cocktail swords or whatever that you get that they like stick into, fruit on your drink or whatever. Um and he latched onto that thing, and it like this thing is super duper small, so it's easy to lose all the time, and he would obsess over it. And it's just like, the little red where's the little red sword? And so we had to like coin our phrase of calling it the LRS, so we wouldn't have to say little red sword in front of him. And like the one day where we lost it and couldn't find it, like it was a month before he like didn't talk about it on like a daily basis. And even like it was maybe even like a year later, like, did you guys ever find the little red sword? Like, nope, buddy, we did not. Because like we even got like an entire package of like cocktail swords. It's like, not the same. Because obviously, and this is something you couldn't find anywhere. So yeah, they do cling on to the weirdest, most difficult to find objects.
I remember when we had our foster son, I was grocery shopping once, and he saw this little Rudolph. It was it was a teddy bear wearing a Rudolph costume. It was very odd, but he saw it and was like, the first time ever that when we were out shopping, he saw something and was like, I want this. And so I handed it to him. He immediately hugged it and was like, this is my thing. So I immediately grabbed a second one and put it at the bottom of the cart that he couldn't see, because I knew I was going to need a second one. And sure enough, we did eventually.
Yeah.
Yep. Liberty, what about you? What's not gone well on the shop this week?
It's mostly just before it gets to the shop and the design software. I would say what's making is also what's breaking. That dice tower is taking me way too long, and I'm making up all the different excuses and doing the other things that I can do because it's become a headache that I'm avoiding now. So yeah, it's breaking. Just designing the top of it and the bottom of it and figuring out what I want, and again, like how to make those tool paths work and not use 3D components. It's just it's interesting. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
The 3D modeling is a lot easier than you'd think. You'd probably pick up on it pretty quick.
Debating that through this entire project, and I'm like, am I really sticking with not using 3D? Yep, I'm going to, but this will be the last project that I try that on.
The biggest thing for me, and I learned it, I think it was Drew Witt that said it in a thing I saw him talk about. But anyways, it was you'll never be ready. Just start. And I feel that so to my core, especially whenever like I get ready, I get this cool idea and I want to make it. And I want to do a YouTube video, which means I'm also have the anxiety of, showing that I'm messing up all the time. And so that continues to go through my mind of you'll never be ready. Just get it going. Yeah.
That's my biggest thing. I always hold myself back. I'm always, just like, okay, it's not perfect enough. It's not this, it's not that, And then even down to hitting start on a machine, it's like, did I double, triple, quadruple check everything? And is it going to work out? Maybe not. Maybe not, but it's okay if it doesn't. But I'm going to sit there and dance about it for about 5 minutes.
So knowing
Oh.
that, how many bits have you broken on your CNC? Yours specifically, not prior to that.
None.
Hey,
Mm.
there you go. Knock on everything. Where's that closet of wood? Just start knocking. Have you? Okay, so then the other question is, how many bits have you broken in general?
1.
Okay, that's
Impressive.
fewer than me. Yeah, that's very impressive. I think when I started, I think I was breaking bits at least once a week.
I do have the I guess advantage of having a CNC expert like right over my shoulder whenever I started out.
Yeah,
So he was also able to save me a few times, I will say that. I am so paranoid that I like babysit the stop button. So like when I deal with replacing a lot of broken bits for like people and stuff through IDC, but and a lot of people they're like, oh man, I wasn't close enough to the stop button, I wasn't close enough to the emergency stop, I could have saved it. But I'm right there, like I'm hands on start, hands on stop.
that's
You
awesome.
need to have like an extension piece that's like you can have them right there, like those old like grabby sticks or something like that. So it's just like ready whenever.
Yes.
Meanwhile, I hit start and go to the store. So I'm not kidding. It's a regular occurrence.
He went to go get some milk and he just never came back to the CNC.
Yep. Okay. Well, anything else not going well? Or is you good?
No, that's just about it. Honestly, like getting the studio going, the workshop going has been fine. Using other people's files has been fine. So
Cool. So on my bench, that hasn't been going well. I was one of the projects I was working on, just some of the UFO stuff. I was super gluing a bunch of little things and ran out of super glue right in the middle, or CA glue right in the middle, which is the worst because then it wasn't going to hold. And so I had to go to the store and get some, and then I had to sand it back. It was just one of those days where it was like everything that could go wrong was going wrong. I think this was on Friday. And I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to go inside tonight. I'm ordering a pizza. I'm just done. Like, we're done.
workshop said call it a day.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just another one of those. I mentioned this last week too. It was one of those days where it's just like everything is going wrong. I don't like it. But then I turned around and I worked hard all Saturday, all Sunday. And so my other note here is getting old sucks, because by Sunday night I was so freaking sore. As I moved a whole bunch of slabs around, and I did a reorg of my wood stuff. So I moved a whole bunch of slabs around, and plus I was milling up the walnut that we had got for the shelves and everything. And I was just so sore. And I was sitting like, man, I don't remember last year being this sore after doing a wood rework. So getting old sucks. Just saying.
It hits you when you least expect it too.
Yeah. And our
So
listeners who
you're
are,
looking at last year, you're like, wait, last year me did this better. Oh no.
and our listeners who are much older than me are sitting here going, shut up, baby.
Every single one of them in every age bracket. Just wait till you get to this age. Just wait till you get to this age. Just wait till you get to this age.
Exactly. All righty. Well, why don't we talk about who we've been watching this week?
Somebody's watching me. It's my anxiety.
All right. Well, to start it off, so this week, I think the name is Edek, EDEK, wood carving. They created a beautiful hand carved owl feather, and it seriously looks like they plucked it right out of the bird. But it's wooden, hand carved out of maple. But then the end of the feather morphs into the owl face, which is really, really cool. So they were posting a bunch of images out of it, and it's the intricate carving of a feather alone was amazing, but then to do the face and have it look like it has all the little feathers around the eyes and everything was really incredible. So Edic Wood Carving, go check them out. Check out that post specifically. It's incredible. Liberty?
Actually just today I finished watching Standish Wood Story. Winnie came out with a new video redoing like a project from a year ago, a nightstand. But like honestly, I don't even hardly remember the process of the nightstand because I was so focused on what she was talking about. And it was like, when do you become a real woodworker, and like the different theories of like, when can you call yourself a woodworker? Some people believe it this way and some people believe it that way. And I was just like so resonating with the story. I do remember the final product. It was beautiful. But yeah, just like, I really loved her perspective and using everybody's kind of different angles on like, what makes a woodworker? What are your thoughts,
It's people who don't use CNCs.
Shut up, Alex. You're going to be using one soon.
So I'll be a real woodworker for a little bit longer, and then I'll sell out.
Actually, it's so funny. The Next Wave just did a reel like last week. It made me laugh, which was the idea of a person was taking a tour of people, and it walks by, and the guy goes, and here are people who still think CNC isn't real woodworking, and then the people who are on the tour like take pictures of the person. It was so funny. It made me laugh. Yeah, my wife sent it to me, and because she was chuckling at it too, so it was fun. Alex, what about you?
First one that I've got is from Citrus Cedar. So they made this like dumbbell cabinet to hold weights and other exercise equipment. And so they made it so that the cabinet was like, because all of the like it was one of those dumbbell sets that had the like adjustable it just like clicks and you only use so many of like the little dumbbell weights on there, which usually has like this stand that's very generic that they all look the same. So it was nice to see something that held workout equipment that wasn't like the super utilitarian metal rack or something like that. And they had it designed so that the top popped up and then the front of it folded down, so it was easy to access and pull that straight back, so you didn't have to like pull it directly up in order to like get it out. So that was a very fun one, and they had a fun little reel of them using it, so that was very, very cool.
Nice. My next one is Alexander Brothers.
How dare you steal another one of the reels that I have?
All right, so Liberty, this is a running thing that apparently we both see the same reel and go to whoever talks it first, and usually it's me, and Alex blames me for stealing them.
He steals them all the time. He's so mean.
Well, you could have looked at the list that I typed before you.
Well, I like literally just saw it and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to get a costume for this.
So anywho, Alexander Brothers posted a 6-slat post and rung rocking chair that they created. And what was really, besides the fact that it is a freaking gorgeous rocking chair, they did these little hand carved a cat on one leg, and then and I'm talking small, like 1-inch tall little hand carved cat on the bottom of one of the rocking legs. And then it had on the other leg was a mouse, and then farther up on the chair on the back, climbing up the back, was another mouse, a cat and a couple of mice. It was so cute.
Correction, it was a bear cub. The
one I saw was a cat and mice. Maybe they posted another one.
I don't know. Maybe here. Let me.
You want to bet?
I could have swore I saw little teddy bear ears. Let me pull up the post and we'll see.
Well, mice have ears too.
They do.
I'm pulling up the post too. Let's see who can get it first. They That is clearly a mouse, sir.
Which picture are you looking at on the post? Is it the first one?
Well, the first one had the okay, so that's the first one. Liberty, do you say that's a mouse or a bear cub?
See, it's giving
That-
both.
I know. So
Ah!
that one is, but if you scroll along the line,
That's mouse.
that one's clearly mouse.
Oh yeah, I wasn't
And
debating
then-
that one was a mouse. It's the first one.
Yeah,
Cat.
but cat, mouse, bear cub, like that doesn't make sense.
I would say it's probably a second mouse then. Yeah.
I hate you all. I'm gonna make my own rocking chair with bear cubs.
Good, you should. I would love to see that.
It would take me a while to get
Anyways.
to that level of skill.
Go check out Alexander Brothers' amazing chair, and I seriously, like, carving that small and doing it is incredible. So great job. Liberty.
So I actually finished watching John Malachi's video on making the Stranger Things table.
Ooh, yeah, I saw that.
And it was, I mean, it's just incredible. Like, they use everything. They're using wood, they're using epoxy, they used foam. And I love how the whole team works together on those things. Like, my favorite videos from them are always like the very experimental, like, so and so is going to do this part, so and so is going to do that part. But it just turned out so intricate and so like you felt like you were at the entrance to the other side, you know, like it was just incredible.
That's awesome. Yeah,
I
was.
did binge watch
blown away
Stranger
completely.
Things like last month, so I get all of those references now.
I still haven't.
I have not watched the last like 2 episodes. And I know they're out. I
know what happens.
You just don't want it to. You just don't want it to end.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Well, for the longest time, people thought there was going to be a secret final episode, but that hasn't come to fruition. I kind of wish that was the case because I think it would have been a better ending.
I think honestly, yeah.
But-
I mean, it's not as
I
controversial as the Sopranos ending.
Or the Game of Thrones ending.
I didn't think the Game of Thrones ending was like that bad. I just thought it moved really fast.
Stab. End of show. Spoilers.
They did the
Uh,
round table thing.
I was gonna say I've not seen either, but I hear enough from both Sopranos and like they were upset. There was a split. There was a divide.
It's still worth.
I only
watching
know
those
of
ones.
So I've seen The Sopranos. I haven't actually not seen Game of Thrones, but I have too many friends who talked ad nauseum about that ending. So I know everything about it. Anywho, Alex, your next one.
Well, I was going to say Alexander Brothers, but I can't now.
You weren't. They were at the bottom of your list. I know what you were going to say next.
Shut up! You don't know that. They don't look at our notes. They can't see them. All right. Next one is MattAdams.woodworking. So they made this kind of like a broom brush rack. It's for like the like those brushes made out of like the corn fibers or whatever. So it has several spots to hang those, or I mean, you could probably use it as a coat rack as well. And then they had a couple of drawers on top of that for holding other accessories and things. And it was really nice because the drawer fronts and then the backing was, I'm not sure which wood it was, but it was a lighter wood. And then the carcass going around the drawers was a darker wood. I don't think it was walnut, but I wasn't exactly sure what kind of wood it was. But I love that two-tone look, and it was just very well put together.
Awesome. My next one is our good friend Chelsea over at Evergreen Dream Designs.
Green Daydream.
Sorry, thank you. Evergreen Daydream Designs. Chelsea has been a little quiet on social media the last couple of months, and that's because she's probably working on the largest piece she's ever worked on. And she gave us a little teaser of her newest Intarsia masterpiece that she creates. And the little reel showed mountains and trees and cliffs and a waterfall and so much more. But like the details in it are so, even the cliff has like little rocks. So she made these tiny little pebble shaped wood pieces that she then put on the cliff face. It is so intricately detailed. It is incredible. So I can't wait to see the whole piece when she posts the entirety of it.
Yeah, and I had seen the same one, and I commented on that because I love to comment on posts of how awesome stuff is. But on those waterfalls, the like froth that's at the base of the waterfall is just really well done. And then on the river, there are like rocks in the river where you can kind of see how she's formed it around those.
Yeah,
and then of
her
course
attention to
the
detail is
rainbow
incredible.
trout that was like jumping out of the water was great too. So yeah, like the amount of care that it took to get some of those details in there and be well thought out to make it look natural. It takes a lot of skill to take something and make it look very, very natural because of that, like the amount of effort that it takes to get those organic shapes.
And to remember that she doesn't paint any of her pieces. She uses all natural colored woods for all of it. She's the only artist that I look at something and feel like the wooden thing that she's made is moving. Like she does such an amazing job of making it feel like it moves, like the water, like you said, with the froth and moving around the rocks in the river. It's just so cool. So
That is insane.
yeah, Liberty, if you haven't seen her stuff, you should go give her a follow. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But do you have any other ones to share?
I don't.
That's okay. That's okay.
It's
Alex?
fine. Duffy would have stolen them anyway.
Oh, here we go.
All right. Next one that I have is the Working Grain. So they had this little hall table, walnut, a little bit of sapwood, and what they did was on the top surface. I'm not sure if it's a fern leaf, but it's similar in style where it's got the stem and then the leaves are kind of going all along the side of the stem. And they did that as an inlay. And I'm pretty confident by looking at the piece, it looks like that inlaid like fern looking leaf. That's like, I'm guessing this thing is like 8 to 10 inches long. It looks like it was made out of one entire single piece and then inlaid. So it's like just the amount of size that is, and then to inlay it properly with all of those edges to line up properly to be able to get that inlay to actually push in and look good is just astronomical. So it looks really, really cool.
Nice. My last one is so this was posted by Gobi Walnut because the tree came from them, but the creator is Fog River, and they so Gobi Walnut is famous for the incredible walnut that they sell, but a couple of years ago they took down the largest walnut tree on the planet, certified largest walnut tree on the planet at the time because it needed to come down due to disease and danger of falling. But the creator created an 8-foot round conference table out of a single piece of this slab. So, I mean, the thing was 16 feet in diameter, I think. Or was that radius?
Circumference.
One of the two. Circumference. I think it was diameter, not circumference, because it was a massive tree. Like you see a person standing next to it and it doesn't look real. But
so this is from higher up then for an 8-foot diameter.
Yeah, so this is the one of the crotch. So this was part of where it split off to a branch. And yeah, a single slab, you can just see how incredible that piece of walnut is.
Oh, so it's not a crosscut, it's a slab piece of it. Okay, I got you now.
Yeah, it's not a crosscut. Yeah, it's a slab. Yeah, so just incredible. I was so blown away. And the fact that, to be able to then use it to make a single piece instead of chopping it up or doing else, it was just well done.
Such a large piece.
Yeah, 8 feet. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of sanding.
Yeah.
A lot of hands and knees sanding.
Or doing the like Mission Impossible hang from the ceiling and do it that way. That'd be the easy way
I'd
to
pay-
do like the finish.
It would be the easy way to do it. I would pay money to see that, actually.
It'd be glorious.
Mm-hmm. I might reach out to them and ask them actually how they finished that, because I am curious of how they went through that process.
They're probably like, we're just gonna spray finish it and just hold it up and it'll get there.
Make it rain. Finish.
Well, actually, if you stand it up on its side, that would be a little bit easier to do. But I don't
It
know. I guess
would.
if you wouldn't have it flat, you'd have potential to run. I don't spray finish, so I wouldn't think of those kind of things.
By the way, this the creator is his name is Ben Witten, or Fog River. They're out of Springfield, Missouri. So they had the slab shipped out to them. So big honker. Can't wait to see what other. I just gave him a follow because I'm excited to see what else they make. Oh, there is a picture of him standing next to that table, so you can really, when it's finishing it.
Oh my goodness.
That's big.
So, yeah, that's a big honker. Anywho, Alex, do you have any more
Oh, you're not gonna steal
that I
them?
haven't stolen?
Exactly. Last one that I've got is Ashley at Shallow Creek Woodcraft. So she made this ash side table, and what she did was she basically took it. It looks like a diagonal cut across the legs of it, and then swapped in walnut on the bottom. So it's kind of got this cool like diagonal look where. Because, you know, you've seen it sometimes where, like, someone will do, like, a different color or accent on, like, the bottom for, like, the feet or, like, the little brass cover. But since it's out of walnut and she's going at a slant, it gives it this, like, elevation kind of feel and movement to it because they're all transitioning upwards and to the right as you're looking at the picture. So it's just a really fun, creative way to play with introducing in and pairing in different species of wood in a project.
Awesome. Well, on that note,
Give me liberty or give me pizza pie.
Scooby-Doo?
it's the only other non like justice and for all liberty quote I could find. So
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Mhm.
Again, that was a good one. That was unexpected.
yeah, good. Well, tonight's main topic is all about CNC bits. I definitely wanted to talk CNC bits since we have Liberty, who is one of the experts on CNC bits. It's literally her job. So, yeah. I don't know where to begin with this. Maybe I'll start with, so when somebody is brand new with CNC, I always say there are only 6 bits you need. And I know other people say there's only 3 and so on. I don't subscribe to the only 3 because I feel like that limits you on some of the stuff you can do. So for me, there are 6 bits you need: a V60, which is the V bit, which is where you're going to do all your carving, your lettering, all that kind of stuff. A 1/4-inch downcut bit, and then the bowl bit. Now that's the 3 that most people swear by. I always say you have to add an 1/8-inch downcut so you can get smaller cut items out. A 1/4-inch ball nose bit for like 3D carvings and things like that you want to do. And then the 1/8-inch lightning drill bit, specifically from IDC, because that is the best bit on the market for cribbage boards. And a lot of people will buy CNC to make cribbage boards. And so if you're looking for that, that is the one bit that you have to have, because otherwise those I found with normal up or down cut or compression bit, which we'll talk about in just a minute, though outside of those normal 1/8-inch bits, those often will get too hot and start smoking, and you'll get a fire or just lots of char on the cribbage board. Where the lightning bit, like I said, it's the only one I use for cribbage boards because it's designed to drill in, drill out super quick, super fast, up at that speed that a spindle is doing, not just your standard drill bit that you would get at Home Depot. So
Is that just
That's where
because the chip ejection is a lot quicker, that it can get that out faster? Is that the main?
I will let Liberty answer that question.
Yeah, so I should have had one here, but the lightning drill bit is a cribbage board favorite. We have several people who are career cribbage board makers who order like 10 at a time. But so that was my first actual bit for a cribbage board. I never had to experience using just like a regular upcut or what have you, but the carbide obviously gives it a lot more withstance to the heat and things like that. But not only that, but the design of the way it's shooting out, it shoots it out so fast that it doesn't have time to compact. And then he works with a lot of like the blueprints, if you will, of the drill of all the bits themselves, to really work on that performance. And a regular upcut bit wasn't cutting it. I would like to in the future get it coated with the ZRC,
Yep.
whatever that
That-
acronym
that
means, that our other bits
Gold,
are coated in.
yeah.
That Cody does from Cadence Manufacturing. I think that would just take it one level up, not that it needs to, but again, the chip deflection, keeping the fires from going, and then just the design itself and the chip deflection, keeping that speed without heating up or causing a fire.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with the coating. I would like to see that done too, because they do wear out obviously over time. And especially I have found if I do a big glue up, because sometimes I'll do a lot of my round cribbage boards that I just do a bunch of walnut strips and I'll glue up so I can cut out 15 cribbage boards at a time.
Right.
And then I'll do that in one massive file. So that's 161 holes times 15. And that's where it's just going. And I'll put in stops so it cools down somewhat. But by the end of that is basically one bit. Like that it wears out after that. So yeah, I would love to see that coating.
And it does.
Tell
It's
Garrett.
just for drilling the holes. It's not for any other operation on the
Right.
cribbage board or whatever project,
Right.
right? Okay. So
Right.
you
Yeah,
need
it's
to-
just
you
an
need to swap.
1/8 bit. Yep.
Gotcha.
Just an 1/8 bit. Yeah. So you obviously you work for IDC Woodcraft, and you just mentioned Cody from Cadence Manufacturing. Those honestly, like they're the only two people that I buy bits from. And I'm not just saying that because you're on. I literally I've done Armana bits and I've done Whiteside and Bits and Bits and off plenty of other off name CIC, just a whole bunch of others. I just don't like the quality of anybody else's bits. I just don't find that they last as long. They don't have the selection, obviously, that like IDC, you guys have bits for everything.
Yeah.
Like I even got a 136 or 132nd downcut bit for my wife because she was doing nail art. And so she wanted to pre-drill all the holes for the nails so that she could then just pound them in easier. And got it from you guys because you guys had something that small, which was incredible. But yeah, those are the only ones I use. But how did you get started with Garrett and everything?
So I actually worked at the coffee shop below the office. I was a barista and a manager, and Garrett was one of my every single morning drip coffee regulars. Like he would come in and he was so regular that if I had a line of a couple people getting like lattes and things like that, he'd be like, "Hey, Lib," and he would walk behind the counter, go get his coffee, come back out, pop a couple dollars on the countertop. "See you tomorrow." And
Man, that is such small town.
small town. So we actually connected over a few different things, and when we'd have a slower day, he would, chit chat with me. He hiked part of the Pacific Crest Trail, and it was one of my dreams to through hike one of the big trails, and if I survived that, then to through hike all three and become a triple crowner. so that was like our starting conversation. And after that, we just would chit chat a little bit every day. And finally, it was actually kind of like perfect timing. I unexpectedly got divorced and was on my own. And all I had was like the part time coffee shop job. And he was like, hey, I'm needing some extra help. You know, I love your personality. You know, you won't be really working with people right off, but, you know, I'd love for you to come on, be a helping hand, and grow with the company with me. And I was a little apprehensive. I mean, you know, his office was actually still up in his apartment. Like all the bits were up there, the supplies, everything like that. So I interviewed up in his apartment. Um, and day one, he moved it down to the framing shop out back in the back of their shop, um, and just went from there. I stared over his shoulder so much as he was filming and carving and everything. Finally, he looks at me one day. He's like, "Do you want to learn how to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, please." And so he handed over Kyle Ely's Learn Your CNC training course and was like, start with that.
That's awesome. Alex, I'm thinking of a question.
So what portion of the process were you at that stage doing more like customer interaction stuff, more like order fulfillment? Like what stage of the process were you involved in?
Yeah, so I've kind of gone through a little bit of everything. I started out on just fulfillment, and that was, I mean, sometimes 5 orders in a day. So I would go over there, I would do the couple of orders, I would run them to the post office, and then I would go to the coffee shop. And then slowly but surely it'd be 20 orders a day, and then 30 orders a day, and then it was bigger orders. And so it was just fulfillment, writing the little notes to everybody. Like that's one of my favorite parts. I still kind of hate about not being in fulfillment as much is like writing all the notes to everybody.
Mhm.
Um, and from fulfillment, I started learning just like the design software and CAD and everything like that while doing fulfillment. And then he's like, okay, I want you on the lives. So now I'm on the lives every week. And then he was like, okay, if you're going to be making stuff, I want you to be making videos. So then I started making videos. And interacting a lot more with customers through email and phone. And it became where like I'm kind of doing a little bit of everything. So now that's kind of why the fulfillment's off on somebody else, because like I mean I really do thrive talking to people. I thrive with that interaction, and I thrive like learning the CNC and just playing on it and everything like that. So I've passed off the baton of fulfillment, except for when he's gone or when we have 2,000 orders in a day. And
That's a lot of orders.
yeah. Um, so now I just deal with, you know, customers' broken bits, lost packages, incorrect addresses. Hey, what do I do for random things? And same with like the phone calls or pretty much all of that. And then I step away from that and step into the CNC room.
Nice. Okay, so when you step into the CNC room, or well, actually before that, when you see customers ordering, like so I gave you my 6 bits, like what are the bits that you see that are the most popular or that people gravitate towards?
So what got Garrett into selling CNC bits was he got into CNC and he was like, nobody out there has that starter set. Nobody out there is telling me what bits do I need, you know, and there's so many to choose from, you know, I'm kind of at a loss of like what to start with. So that was his starting point, was creating a starter set. And that's an 11-piece set. And it has 1/8 inch down cut, 1/8 inch up cut, 1 inch surfacing bit, 1/4 inch down cut, 1/4 inch ball nose, 1/8 inch ball nose, SV or a V bit in 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, and another 1/8 inch up cut. So that's the 11, but it's 10 different types of bits. So that's kind of what got him into it. So that one, obviously, it really does go a lot. He gears his teaching towards beginners. So obviously beginners, go straight towards that. They're like, okay, that's what I'm getting. Beyond that, it would be our surfacing bit. Our surfacing bit is actually 4-flute. And so it's the only 4-flute that I know of on the market, surfacing bit wise. And that's a really, really popular one. Like, it's everybody's slab. Like, we even have a 1.5-inch one. And then we also carry the only 1/8-inch surfacing bit that I know of. And it's 3/4 inch surfacing space, cutting space, flute width. Right words. Beyond that,
I was gonna say I have the 1-inch that I use for my spoil board.
yep, yeah. So it's the spoil board flattener, it's the slab cutter. Like, everybody's big on the surfacing. It goes fast. Our V bits would probably be the next one. I can't say anything against any other V bits because I haven't tried anything except for Cody's and Garrett's. Because obviously I kind of haven't.
You're not missing anything. Trust me.
Go out and buy others.
Yeah, you're not missing anything. Trust me.
Exactly. So, but I have heard from others who have tried other things that are V bits, because of the blade design that Garrett went with, are like a favorite. So our 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, gone all the time. And those, again, they're in the set as well as, so we even have to pull some back to make sure we have enough for sets while the individuals are selling out. And I would say a newer one, but it's very popular. It's a 1/4-inch down cut ball nose. And so
that's the one I just bought.
His thought train with that is that instead of that upcut when you're creating a marble maze or a 3D carve, you're still getting that draw down, you're getting that clean edge, etc. So it comes with a marble maze for you to try out. And that one.
Well, and you send a little marble BB with it too.
And a little marble BB and a little marble BB. Yep.
That surprised me when I just opened the package. I was like, what is this? Oh, I get it. Because I don't make mazes.
Maze.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So for our listeners, you've got IDC, as we talked about, and all the other ones, but I know coding wise, your bits are coated, are straight carbide, and then are coated with that NiCad coating. Some of them are like the ball bit is coated. I just saw that.
Ball bit is our only actually I take that back. So I'm not going to say that. So yeah, we have that ball bit. Our 1/2-inch V bits are coated. Our roughing bits are now all coated except for the 1/8-inch one. So our 1/4-inch, 3/8-inch, 1/2-inch are all coated. And again, I need to get that acronym in my mind, but it just always likes to go. It's like ZXR, ZCR, something like that coating.
Is it like the Astra XP coating or whatever it's called?
That's another type of coating, but it's the same idea.
But it's in that similar category. It's like the rainbow.
Yeah, I liked the rainbow. I wanted to go with the rainbow for the rainbow, but we went with what was the better coating or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because the Astra
Rainbows
coating,
make
which
it
is that
20% better. It's just a fact.
I mean, that is true, but they don't last as long. So the bits that I find that are coated with that rainbow coating, I find are usually cheaper in because it's a cheaper coating to go with. It's that the bits that you find that are that gold plated, that's that NiCad whatever coating, and those bits are the ones that really do outlast pretty much anything. Andy Bird recently did a bit stress test where he went through and IDC Woodcraft and Cadence Manufacturing were the top 2 bits out of all of them, which did not surprise me whatsoever. some of the ones that failed miserably surprised me.
Honestly,
Yeah.
like I really didn't expect the Cadence Manufacturing and IDC to come so far above some of them.
Yeah, same. I kind of figured at that price point there was going to be, minuscule, but the fact that, yours two were clearly the two outliers, and then some that were quite expensive were quite at the bottom, and then to have Temu of all things downcut bits actually do as well as they did was impressive. But you could definitely tell that they're a one-time use bit where that you're not going to be using it over and over. So.
Yeah, we're slowly expanding how much is coated. We do know the benefits of it, and yeah, we went with the Z coating because it was a lot better. I think what would be a good thing though, as far as bits topic goes, is bit breakage. Since we're talking about the coating, I deal with all the replacements. I see all the things. And so, there's running into clamps, there's running into screws, there's not setting your Z, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of them are common. The not set Z would probably be the second to chucking. And I'm not just advertising.
I was hoping you were going to show that. I was really hoping you had that.
I'm really not just advertising this because I work for them. I deal with all the broken bits because people are not chucking. Like, this is a personal issue here. So,
so for our listeners who are not watching, she's holding up a card from IDC Woodcraft that talks about, the proper holding of CNC router bits. And go ahead.
Right. Yeah. So with all of our first time customers and all roughing bits, everybody gets a chucking sticker. And it just gives you a guide on the different types of bits, where's the safe zone, where to not put it in, where to put it in, because that's really going to determine your bit and how it's going to stand the stress and like physics and how all that stuff works. Which you can actually download it and print it. I have a laminated version just sitting next to my CNC because I haven't put any stickers over there yet. So I just have my laminated version sitting over there just every single time. Like it's in the corner of my eye. Chuck the bits properly. Give yourself the best chance possible to not snap it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would say it is for me at this point, if I break a bit, it is either I didn't clean the collet properly, or I was in a hurry and I forgot and I didn't Z properly. Like, those are my two main if I break a bit. But yeah, especially when I was first getting started, having no idea like where you're supposed to put that bit. Like, oh, it needs to actually go up into the collet a certain amount of space versus just, oh, I think this is where it goes.
Right.
Well, because is there an etched line on there on some of them, or because I know I've seen like symbols on some router bits, but I've never known like what they were. Because I've seen one that's like a horizontal line and like a V. So I'm like, do I line it up to that little symbol thing, or maybe it just means something else?
Right. So there are not, I don't know of any that have lines on them. The problem with putting lines on them is every cut into that carbide is another fracture point, another point where it can break, another point where you're putting stress on it. And so while it seems minuscule, it can also set it off of balance. The CNC bits of the carbide are like, I mean, I'm sure you guys might have seen Cody's machines. They're precisely carved out and weighed and everything like that. So each cut, again, sets off that balance or changes that balance. So we've weighed it, and the risk currently to the reward is not enough.
Yeah, because and that balance is so important when you're going 20,000 RPM and and cutting at high temperatures and high speed. Like, it is, that fraction, that few millimeters or not milliliters, whatever, that minuscule weight amount, it does make a huge difference. I know when I hit. So the funny thing is, I found Cody because I was like a lot of people were watching Hamilton Dillbeck, and when he started advertising Cody, I had was only using IDC at that point, and I was like, oh, I'll give I know Hamilton, I want to give this guy a shot, and so I ordered a couple of his bits, and the first thing it did is it snapped in half the first time I used it. And I was like, what the hell? So I put it in the second one I ordered, and it immediately snapped in half. And I was like, well, these must suck. This is why this chucking is so important. It wasn't just that my chucking, it was the fact that I was using an adapter. I was using a quarter inch to an eighth inch bit adapter, and that adapter was causing just the slightest amount of torque on the bit, and when it was doing it, when it was going around, it would
It's wobbling.
snap, and it would snap immediately. And so now I know I always use a collet that is meant for that size and don't use adapters. Highly don't recommend adapters. But Cody was so amazing because I emailed him and was like, well, both of these bits snapped. Like, can you refund me? And he called me within an hour and was like, hey, so walk me through what's going on. He got on a voice or a video call with me, and I was showing him, and he's like, hey, is that an adapter in there? And I was like, oh yeah, because I don't have an eighth inch bit collet. I had to use this adapter that I got. And he's like, yeah, so let me tell you about that. And he did this exact with the screwdriver method, where you can see, how much just that slight torque, how that moves the bit around so much. So yeah, he's an amazing guy, but two, he's so knowledgeable. And so I've learned a lot from him. And then from the lives that Garrett does too, is all the training that Garrett puts out is incredible.
And that kind of leads into a question that I had about choosing what diameter shank like makes the most sense. When does it matter to be like quarter inch versus half inch versus any other shank size?
Right. So that's a great question. For most hobbyists and even, making money hobbyists, you're gonna stick with quarter inch, eighth inch type stuff, because you're inside the design, you're inside small spaces, things like that. So that's the biggest thing you have to kind of think about is what kind of space are you going to be in. So if you're doing a big bowl or a big tray and your CNC is compatible with half inch, because like mine is not, if your CNC is compatible with half inch, that half inch is going to get you a lot farther, a lot quicker. And that's when you're going to want to, okay, is it going to be worth my time to use a half inch to clear out all of this?
You want to make a slight correction that the spindle is not compatible, not the CNC, because the CNC can do it.
You are correct. Yeah, the spindle is not compatible with a half inch. So if your spindle is compatible with a half inch, so yeah, like you're kind of weighing, is it going to be worth it to use a larger bit? In the instances of like the V bits, you're getting a lot broader stuff going on. So, if you're doing a ginormous sign rather than using a quarter inch, 30-degree V bit, that's going to have to do a lot more clearing out to get your size of letters going. You're hitting that half inch. And then probably production side would push you towards half inch. Again, getting a lot more out quicker, a lot less to wear and tear on, that kind of thing. But yeah, unless you're really trying to clear things out or getting big, bold things going on that you want to get going faster, you're going to stick towards the quarter inch, eighth inch.
Yeah,
Have you ever had anyone snap the half inch bits?
Yes.
Yep. Really?
Yep.
On what machine would snap a half inch?
Yeah. So so far off the top of my head, Altmill and Phantom.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the Phantom makes sense because those things are massive.
Yeah. Gary.
Well, and I guess the 4x8's Altmill.
Huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every time when I've gone to shows and I walk through the Phantom booth and I'm like, one day It'll never happen, but one day.
I can sit here and dream
Can
about
we
it,
have-
though.
Can we have you like walking by a booth as like a video, and then you just like do like a cutscene, and you're like Phantom of the Opera, like one day. You just do like the half
All right.
face.
Next time I go to a show, I am totally doing that for you.
Wonderful.
That would be so much fun. Phantom, the last time I was at a show, which was Vegas this last year at AWSF, they had a 5-axis CNC, which was so fun to watch, to see it, besides do, rotation as it's moving, but to have the head also tilt and come around. It was kind of trippy to watch it, and it's also a massive machine. It would take up my entire garage. But man, they make some incredible things. They were cutting out a giant bust of The Rock, like the Dwayne Johnson. They had a big like 3D bust of him that they were cutting out, and it was cool.
Honestly, like that's the only machine you can carve that out on.
Right? All right, so I'm going to put you on the spot, Liberty. Give me a pitch of why IDC Woodcraft.
Why IDC Woodcraft? Wonderful question. We're right here. And while we seem very big, we're actually very small. We do stand by our bits. We replace broken bits. Even, okay, that was, there was an issue with the hog design for a while, and we were just like replacing. Garrett comes in, he's like, this is not okay. This is not okay. We should not be replacing this many hogs. What's wrong with the design? And he went back to the design, not back to these people, because after so many people, it's not the person anymore. It's the product. And he went back to the product and fixed the product for the customer.
Was that the 1/8 inch?
Yes.
That was the one I had. The one bit I've had from IDC that just broke out of nowhere was that one.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, I said hog at the beginning, badger. Yeah. But yeah.
Badger.
So yeah, I mean, we go back and we look at the product, we listen to the customer. I should have done this a little bit better, a little more. I should have something ready. But yeah, we
How about
listen to the customer.
I can help with that too.
There
You
go.
guys, what I like, so I will say what I like about you guys, the fact that you are small, it is a small team. You're here in the US. You make good quality stuff. Besides all that, you guys always go the extra mile on everything you send out. You write, as you alluded to earlier, you write little messages on the packages that are always super fun or cute. The bits come in a velvet little bag. They, besides the plastic cases they come in, the bits come in a little velvet bag that is closed inside it. You put candy in every bag, like there's M&Ms or suckers and everything. Pens and stickers. After a certain amount, there you get a mug. Like there's all the swag that you guys send out for free with it, which is just, it's that extra touch that just makes you want to keep coming back.
Honestly, as a customer, that was one of the things I fell in love with, the practice of paying attention to each and every customer and giving all these things, so that way we continue to have that connection with each and every one of them. As a customer, I love it when I open up my box and it's more than just what I ordered. It's goodies, it's attention, it makes me feel good. And so that's our thing. I want to make you feel good. How can I make you feel good when you get this package in your mailbox?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if people collected the little velvet bag, just like the Crown Royal, and then like sew them together for like a blanket, because that'd be pretty epic.
That would be pretty epic, honestly. We have had people send them back. So
Really?
I have customers who will collect them and then send them back, either just voluntarily or with their broken bit. Like, oh, here's been my collection for the last year.
That's funny. Do you reuse them then?
Yeah, if they're clean enough, I'll reuse them.
Okay, yeah.
Some of them are
I
suggesting and I find other uses for them, but I'm like, oh,
Or
they
wash 'em.
literally pulled it out of the package and then stuffed it in a drawer.
Yeah, I actually reuse mine for game piece bags. So like when I have like I make mass orders of my cribbage pegs, I use them for storage bags for those because they always send them in a really junky plastic bag that rips after the first time. So
Yep. Beautiful.
So
Yep.
she's got an endless supply of game bags and dice bags and all sorts of fun stuff for
Yeah,
projects.
my
Yeah.
daughter has her own collection that she puts all her doll stuff in, all her Barbie stuff in, all her kitchen stuff. Oh, money, these random rings.
Awesome. Cool. Alex, do you have any other questions?
I actually do. So what are there any key differences when, because your average person will look at like a CNC bit versus like a router bit and not see the difference on the surface? What are some key differences between those two types?
What sucks is there's not like an immediate visual difference between some of them because, like we were talking about the drill bit earlier, well, you just sounds like a drill bit. You could just go to Lowe's and grab. No, it's not the same thing. So that's what kind of sucks about some of them. It's not immediately visually obvious whether it's a CNC bit or a router bit. But as far as the structure and why you really shouldn't go out and buy drill bits for your CNC router, like Alex said earlier, that balance is so important. The drill bits are balanced for a different kind of pressure, a different speed. These router bits on a CNC are spinning at 10, 20, 30,000, inches per minute. It's got to be ready to handle that. So that's going to be the material it's made out of. That's the carbide. That's going to be all of the calculations that go into the design of the bit for the weight and distribution and everything like that for how it's spinning. And then beyond that, again, you have to really look at it. It's how it's made and what it's made out of, and it really does make a difference.
Agreed. Alex, any other questions? Or Liberty, do you have anything else you want to share?
Do you guys ever get like confused Alex to Alex?
Depends. I'll say Adams. I'll say Adams if I need
It
to.
doesn't confuse me
Point
at
him
all
out.
because my wife's name is also Alex. So like to me, it's like it's completely different. Like I'm talking to like a different person. It's fine.
He just
You
lives in the
shorthand-
world of Alex's.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're surrounding yourself with Alex, just Alex.
I dated a girl in high school named Alex, and I couldn't handle it. It just felt weird.
Oh my goodness. See, I couldn't do it. Not that I run into that many liberties, but yeah, I couldn't do my partner having the same name.
I know of an emu named. No, okay. Sorry.
Yep.
His name is Doug. How dare you?
I
Get
know,
his
that's true.
name out your mouth.
I was trying to figure out. Wait, what is the emu's name? It is Doug. You're right.
I couldn't remember, but yep, you're right. It's Doug.
Alex pays attention to commercials a little too much, I think.
No, it's not that I pay attention. It's that when I have like background shows on the time on like there's a million of the exact same
same
commercial. So it's like you memorize the jingles and all of
Oh, the Liberty jingle
commercials.
lives rent free always in my head. Just Liberty. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure you get it a lot too, Liberty.
Yeah. My child is now trained to do it. So like we have this thing in our house, like if you jinx, you have to be quiet until somebody says your name 3 times. So
Oh,
liberty,
that's
liberty. Yeah.
I'm sure that doesn't set you off at all.
Yeah, it definitely took a while to get used to a 4-year-old just like looking at you and just like repeating the jingle over and over and over.
That's incredible. I love it. Alrighty. Well, on that note,
Good news, everyone.
Maker News. All right, Alex, you want to take it away?
Oh, don't put me on the spot. You know what? I'm gonna steal your Maker News. The CNC Summit, April 2nd through the 3rd. That is online, and I think it's free to watch live. But if you get a ticket, you can go back and rewatch it, I believe.
For the next year. Yep.
Yep. And then the Midwest Maker Meetup on May 16th in Omaha. I'll be there for that. Let's see. And most of the other stuff is like all the way into like the fall. So there's not I don't think there's any other things that are on the radar for me, at least. I think
Nope, not for events.
I think there was some, I can't remember what it was, that was up at the Catskills, which is the same place where they have Maker Camp. I think they might have had something with like Pat Lapp up there, or who was it?
They do a
like
timber
something else.
framing camp too during the spring, I think.
Yeah,
But
because
it's a lot
they do
smaller.
various events that are up there throughout the year. Maybe I should probably look at that calendar and see. I'm obviously not up there very often, so I don't look at that calendar. But yeah, they've got cool stuff going on up there.
Liberty, anything you would like to plug for IDC or anything?
I mean, the CNC Summit, I'm gonna be tuning into that, so definitely tune into that. I'm trying to think if maybe the main woodworking event is up near there. But again, that's like closer towards the fall. I can't think of any that are like
that one's in August.
before July.
Yeah, everything is late this year. All of the shows are late. Well, when is IDC Woodcrafts Lives for those who want to tune in?
Every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So this comes out Wednesday morning. So if you've listened when it comes out, check in IDC on YouTube, right?
Yes, on YouTube. We also stream on Facebook, but all the comments and all the chit chat happens over on the YouTube channel. Actually, for the next 2 weeks, I will be running the live. So,
Ooh, I'm gonna join now. Just
interesting. I'm a little nervous.
Just to poke fun at it, right? No, no, that's exciting. So are you're running the whole show?
Yeah.
Cool. What are you gonna talk about this week?
Deanne in the background doing all the links and everything like that. I think hopefully she'll come on screen with us, but we'll see. This week I have a guest, so I'll be doing a little interview with her, and then we'll be using her focus for our topic, which is from broken to beautiful, or rust to restoration, because she works on restoring parts for old jukeboxes.
Cool.
So like there's a broken part in a jukebox, they send her the blank of it essentially, and she has to completely create the file as well as create blanks to fit the machine and continue to make the machine function.
That's cool. Awesome. Well, make sure you guys check that out. You can watch them. If you don't catch it live, you can watch them on YouTube as well. So, well, Liberty, thank you so much. If somebody wants to go and follow you, where do they go to follow you?
So I'm most active on IDC, but I'm working on creating my own image. So I am getting fairly active on Instagram over at Liberty the Creator, and then just everywhere as IDC Woodcraft.
Does that mean Tyler the Creator's your brother?
No. I gotta go look him up though now.
Oh, you don't know him? No, he does more multimedia stuff.
I'm all multimedia. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's like with IDC, I have the CNC, and not that there's other things we can throw into it, but the CNC is the focus. But with Liberty the Creator, I'm multimedia. I do everything.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. And Remember, until we see you.
In case I don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Good night, everybody.
Night, night. Duffy thinks IDC Woodcraft is out of this world.